Okay, so the next, I've taken everything off. So the next one that we're going to talk about is the Timewise Matte Wear Foundation. Now this comes in matte wear or luminous wear for people with dry skin. People that have really dry skin tend to look a lot better in the luminous wear foundation because it makes their skin look a lot more moisturized. But those of us with oily skin tend to need as much matte as we can get. So this is the liquid foundation. This is, I said before that I'm really picky about how foundation feels on my face. Though I do not like to wear this every day, I will tell you that this is the best liquid foundation I have ever put on my face. It is very light and it's just not heavy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how else to describe it, honestly. And it's also very easy to blend. It's also buildable. All of our foundations are actually buildable, which means that you can actually use them like a concealer. So like you can blend it all over your face, and then if you've got like a little pimple or a scar or something that you want to cover up, you can get a little bit more foundation, just get a little bit more foundation on your finger and just pat it on there and blend it in, and it'll look like you've just, it won't be like, oh, clearly you've got a ton of makeup on that one spot on your face, which is why a lot of us tend to gravitate towards concealers. But then, you know, so that you don't end up drawing attention to the spot that you were trying to cover up. But I think that's really awesome that all of our foundations are buildable like that, because then it's like you don't have to then buy concealer sometimes. So I think it's pretty cool. I don't have to buy concealer because I just use the foundation. Some people like to use both. But okay, so I'm going to show you, I just put a little bit on my hand because a little bit goes a long way, just like all of our products. And again, I'm going to use my liquid foundation brush. I definitely prefer sponges. I'm going to put this on just like the CC cream. If you watch the pattern, I'm blending, that's only with one, I just touched it one time, and this is how far it's going. Can you see that? I think that's pretty incredible. I prefer sponges. I prefer brushes to sponges because I feel like sponges tend to absorb a lot of your product and then you run out of your foundation a lot faster. They also can trap a lot of bacteria, which is gross. They're also disposable. You should really only use a sponge once and then throw it away, which means that it's an expenditure. You're going to have to keep replacing them. What I like about brushes is that it's a one-time purchase and you can just wash it with dish soap and it's good as new. So, and it doesn't absorb your product. They don't hold on to product as much as sponges do. So you tend to use a lot less product, which means you don't have to replace your foundation as often, which is really nice. All right, so again, I'm just notice in every place, in each area of my face, I'm starting from the inside and pulling it out. I started from next to my lips and pulled it down past my chin. Okay? Under my nose. Blending that out. Okay? And then I'm going to blend this around my eyes. All of these are very safe and hypoallergenic, and they're for people with sensitive skin. All of our foundations are also just as good for your skin as any of the skincare, which is really nice. They're all non-comedogenic, which means that they do not clog your pores. Word of the day. So especially with if people have acne problems or blackhead problems, you can rest easy knowing that you're not going to undo everything that your skincare has been doing for you when you put your makeup on during the day, because you definitely don't want to feel like you're putting something on your face that's not healthy. I'm just going to get a little bit more and touch up a couple spots that I've got. All right. Definitely the rule that we learned from an incredible makeup artist named Lori Hogg is the rule is if it's clear, put it on with your fingers. If it's a color, put it on with a brush or a sponge. So just a good rule of thumb. If you go like this with your fingers and you feel how much oil is between your fingers just from doing that, think about all that oil going into your makeup. And where we want that extra moisture maybe in our skincare, we definitely want our makeup to stay dry, right? We don't want our face to look wet. That's never good. So I'm just gonna pat on a couple more spots. And blend that out. Now this is one that I use more when I go to appointments for people, because this is all I do. I just do Mary Kay. So generally this is like a job. Like when you're going to your job, if you need to look very professional, this is a nice little middle ground to go with if you don't want to do two steps. I think the CC cream and the mineral foundation together look very nice together as well. So I think it's just kind of down to whatever you kind of feel like doing that day. The next one I'm going to show you is 10-hour wear, and it's definitely for very formal occasions. So this is the liquid.